I read a quote by Edith Lovejoy Pierce that said, "We will open the book. Its pages are blank. We are going to put words on them ourselves." The book is called Opportunity, and its first chapter is New Year's Day. Did you wake up thinking, New Year, same me? It's time to set your intention for 2023 with these 3 steps coming up. Hi, I'm registered dietitian nutritionist Dr. Susan Mitchell, ex-radio dietitian turned podcaster. You're listening to the Bariatric Surgery Success podcast, episode number 126. Are you tired of all the hype and confusion when it comes to nutrition, especially bariatric nutrition? Eat this food. No, don't eat that food. Take this magical supplement. Skip certain meals. Try this diet to reset your pouch. Or heck, just do a detox. It's enough to make you say, forget about it. I don't know what to do. Well, I do. I know what to do. When it comes to your bariatric surgery, nutrition is specific. So let's cut through all the hype. Let's get to the accurate nutrition information that you want. Simple strategies that will work in your real life. I want you to feel well every day. Get out there and do the things you want to do. That's why I do Bariatric Surgery Success. This podcast is for you. You're in the right place, and I'm so glad you're listening. Are you receiving my weekly newsletter, Breaking Down Nutrition? If not, sign up today on my website, breakingdownnutrition.com. You'll be the first to know about giveaways, product specials, helpful tips, the latest podcasts, and upcoming interviews that you don't want to miss. Opportunity is knocking, but it's so common to feel like it may be a new year, but it's the same old me. Remember, you're now going to fill up the pages of this new book called 2023. It's time to set your intention. Have you taken some time to reflect on last year? Your successes? What didn't go so well? What absolutely stunk? Have you asked yourself the hard questions about your life and where you are right now? Where you want to be, what you love, what needs a tweak here and there? Be honest with yourself. Reflection is one way that we heal and we move forward to a better self and a better life. I used to make out these long written list of resolutions every year for each area of my life, my work, health, relationships. I was always disappointed because real busy life got in my way, mainly work, right? And these resolutions rarely became reality. Are you with me? None of us need to feel like epic failures by the end of January. What good is that? Then we just throw up our hands in frustration and we stay stuck. Let's be more intentional. Let's look at how to live your best life differently versus a life that's simply a check-off list of one goal after the next that rarely come to fruition. Step 1, to set your intention. Reframe your outlook. What does that mean? It means let go of comparing yourself to others. This is not easy, I know, but much needed. So kick comparing yourself to the curb. If you don't, you will forever feel that you're not good enough, that you haven't lost enough weight, or you've gained too much weight back, or that you're just a failure. Think about this. When you compare yourself, you compare your worst traits to someone else's best traits. You always lose, and the people you compare to always look better. This new year, this story, your story, is about you and no one else. What do you want your life to look like this year? No comparisons. Step 2, to set your intention. No more self-sabotage from negative self-talk. You know what I'm talking about. Just like comparing yourself to others, negative self-talk spins your life downward in a direction you don't want to go. Science now tells us that obesity is very complicated. It's a disease, just like diabetes or high blood pressure. There is so much more to it than just overeating or a lack of exercise. So please give yourself a break. Give yourself a break. This is not your fault. So many factors are at play in obesity, from genetics to the brain to hormone production. It's not just willpower or lifestyle. This is why positive self-talk versus negative is so important. If you missed this episode or you just need to hear it again, go back and listen to the podcast with bariatric psychologist Dr. Connie. It's episode number 118 on negative self-talk. So good. I'll also put the link in the show notes. Step 3, to set your intention. Put into practice a concept called 1% to infinity. This is the concept that I use, and it works. The good news, it's free, so no money involved, just you and your intention. 1% to infinity means you do something every day from now on that makes you better or improves you in some tiny way or moves you forward 1% on your journey. This is not all or nothing thinking, but rather 1% every day. It might be tiny and it might sound tiny, but it's mighty. Did you catch this? 1% to infinity focuses on today. Today only, not tomorrow, not next week, today. It could be as tiny as taking your bariatric supplements, or eating 25 grams of protein at breakfast. Boom, improvement already. 1%. And it builds and builds 1% at a time with very minimum effort day after day. And best of all, it works to move you forward with a successful transformation and journey. And yes, there are those days when it's just not happening, no matter what, right? Those days are when overwhelming large goals get tanked. Well, 1% to infinity still works, as it takes such a small effort on your part and such little time. It's as simple as taking a needed nap or getting more sleep tonight. It's hard to see progress or even feel successful with big resolutions that are hanging over your head. But when you make a 1% effort daily, it's amazing what gets done over time. And the best part, it's not the least bit overwhelming. 5 or 10 minutes to make a grocery list so you will have food in the house. 5 or 6 minutes to walk to the mailbox or go up and down a flight or two of steps. Tiny, yet mighty. Okay, here's what I want you to do. If you're multitasking, come a little closer. Answer yourself honestly. Are you living with intention? Or have you been setting large goals that make you feel like a failure? And then you start negative self-talk, and then you start comparing yourself? Stop. Start today. Put 1% to infinity into practice. Decide on small but mighty things you can do to live intentionally the life and the health that you want now. Why you are worth it.